Live from the Chippewa Valley's news leader, this is WEAU 13 News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Heidi Paxson Garcia. Local law enforcement is bringing awareness to a recent social media trend. It includes people pranking loved ones with AI images, giving the impression that there's a home intruder. WEAU's Alani Claudio tells us what local agencies say is dangerous about these pranks.
There's a common prank circling social media platforms, especially TikTok, known as the AI homeless man prank.
Sometimes juvenile-aged kids, they use AI to have someone enter their house. They welcome them in, say that they're like on the couch, hanging out in their kitchen area or their bedroom, doing whatnot. They're usually contacting a family member, mom, dad, or guardian, like, hey, this person's in our house, what should we do?
The only thing any concerned parent would do is call 911.
In the event officers get dispatched to an intruder in a home, that's often a very high-intensity call, and officers are responding sometimes in emergency mode, often with the thought of having to enter a home that can be dangerous to the officers, to the people around the home, and to the people inside of the home. So it really has large safety aspects and safety effects when people are calling these in.
Although neither the Chippewa Falls nor the Eau Claire Police Departments have seen this sort of call, officers say it's important for parents to teach kids the dangers of this prank, especially in Wisconsin.
You have the swatting statute, you'd have the falsifying a police report, even like to a certain point, maybe terroristic threats. So yeah, you're looking at these crimes between felonies and misdemeanors.
This also wastes resources and limits law enforcement's ability to respond to actual emergencies.
So while these videos seem funny and it sounds like a fun idea, it really can have significant impacts. It can be both dangerous and it can divert real resources that need to be helping someone.
If an emergency is not happening, best not to even prank mom and dad about it.
As for mom and dad, law enforcement agencies say they're doing their part to stay ahead of these pranks and advise parents to stay in the loop as well.
We are trying to stay on top of these trends so that we're aware of the things that are going on and educating our officers so that they can be aware.
Urging anyone on social media to use common sense before wanting to pull this kind of prank. In the Chippewa Valley, Alani Claudio, WEAU 13 News.
Thanks, Alani. Given the national increase for this prank, law enforcement say in addition to potential legal risks, they've also seen an increase in parental anxiety.
Well, it was a rather cold start to our Friday morning, but those temperatures managed to rebound quite nicely across western Wisconsin today, thanks to plenty of sunshine that was in store. Many locations today topping out into those upper 40s to low 50s, and we really haven't seen too many changes from those daytime highs over the past few hours. Here's a live look out with our Phoenix Park Skycam. You can see some sunshine still out there, but that sun is beginning to set. We're currently sitting at 49 degrees now. Winds are out of the east-southeast up to about 5 miles an hour, adding a slight wind chill factor, feeling more like 47 out there. We are beginning to see a few clouds beginning to funnel in from the northwest this evening. You can also see some rain at the very top of your screen in the left-hand corner. Some rain is beginning to make its way towards our neck of the woods, and that'll continue to be the trend for the overnight. A lot of this not making its way down to the ground quite yet, but that'll be a different story. We're also looking at some seasonable conditions moving into the beginning of your weekend. I'll have those details coming up in your first alert forecast.
State lawmakers are introducing new legislation to stop excessive speeding on Wisconsin's roadways. The speed limiter program will work similarly to the interlock device program already in place. A judge can order you to the program if you have multiple violations of excessive speeding within a 5-year period. Drivers could pay up to half the cost for installation. Lawmakers say the device will safely prevent reckless driving.
It uses a GPS, which links up and determines what the speed limit is in an area, and then matches that to make sure that that is the speed of the vehicle. In instances where there's changes, for example, 50 to 35 miles an hour, the limiters safely and gradually coast down to the posted speed limit.
Just like interlock devices, a person ordered to drive with a speed limiter cannot operate a different vehicle. Larson says their main goal is to change the culture around speeding and reckless driving in Wisconsin. Last week marked 20 years since the Chippewa Falls High School Marching Cardinals bus crash, and this weekend the community is honoring the victims. Back on October 16th, 2005, Chi High students and teachers were driving home from a band competition in Whitewater when their bus collided with a jackknifed semi on I-94 near Osseo, killing 5 people. Bus driver Paul Rasmus, band director Doug Greenhalgh, and his wife Therese, their 11-year-old granddaughter Morgan, and student teacher Brandon Atherton. To honor their memory, a survivor of the crash has planned a memorial event for tomorrow at Loopy's in Chippewa Falls. Anyone is welcome to come and share stories and make a donation to support the Chippewa Falls High School music program. As we think about what we're thankful for in the coming month, a local food pantry would be grateful for some community help. Stepping Stones of Dunn County is asking for food donations to help feed families for Thanksgiving. They're asking for sides like mashed potatoes, stuffing, and all other traditional fixings. You can drop off donations at their location on Stout Road in Menominee. On this day, October 24th, 1933, Amelia Earhart visited Wisconsin to speak to the Janesville Women's History Club. In 1932, Earhart was the first woman and second person to fly a solo trip across the Atlantic. Earhart would later go missing while she attempted to become the first woman to fly around the world. To this day, she has never been found. After the break, a volunteer group is ending their operations but has one more active service before they go. And later on in Sports Scene 13, we head to Altoona for a preview as they get ready for their first ever postseason home football game. After years of collaboration with a local school district, a volunteer group is ending their operations, but not before one last major project. WEAU's Dashiell Menzel shares how this group has brought solar energy to an elementary school building and how they are passing the torch.
After multiple years of helping the school district of La Crosse add solar arrays and projects to multiple buildings, Solar on La Crosse Schools is celebrating their final project, a 276-panel array on the roof of Southern Bluffs Elementary. Sol's director Alyssa Remsburg says this project marks the end of many years of bringing affordable, clean energy to schools.
A handful of advocate for solar on the school district, to partner with community donors and find grant sources and rebates.
During an assembly at the elementary school, Solar on La Crosse Schools announcing they are passing the torch to the school district to continue with solar projects. Energy manager for the school district of La Crosse, Jeff Elson, says he appreciates the work that Sols has done for the district, and he looks forward to the continuation of more projects in the future.
Sols has been great. They're the ones that have started us off to get things rolling for the school district. This is our 5th school, and from here we will move forward and do a new school, our new elementary that'll be on the Hogan site, and we're also doing an array on our State Road addition.
Remsburg says while it's sad to see Sols come to an end, it feels great to look back on what this group of volunteers was able to accomplish, adding that she thanks the community for their support as well.
It's really impressive what a small group of people can do together. None of us would have been able to get this rolling by ourselves, but through supporting each other, through monthly meetings and just these quarterly newsletter deadlines, knowing that people were paying attention really made us want to continue. So we're really happy to work as a team.
School officials say the solar projects have allowed the district to save money to go towards other projects. In La Crosse, Dashiell Menzel, WEAU 13 News.
According to Sols officials, the solar projects that have been implemented so far have saved the school district over $75,000 in electricity. For the 7th year, hundreds of volunteers are joining together to help children suffering from malnutrition and starvation. The nonprofit Feed My Starving Children is partnering with Peace Church in Eau Claire to pack more than 124,000 meals. The meals will be distributed to countries such as Honduras, Afghanistan, Haiti, and Somalia. Volunteers are also bringing non-perishable food items to be donated to a local food bank.
Yeah, hunger is a worldwide thing, and that means Eau Claire as well. And so while the food that we pack at this event is going to go to third world countries, we're asking the volunteers to also bring food for Feed My People food banks so that we can serve both globally and locally for hunger.
Organizers are expecting more than 500 volunteers to show up for this year's Packathon. Hundreds showing up tonight for Trunk or Treat in Eau Claire, hosted by Coldwell Banker Breinzer Realtors on Regis Court. Trunk or Treat offers a fun place for kids and families to show off those Halloween costumes and also connect with the community. In addition to the regular candy, this year's event featured treats from K&K Pop and Stop and games provided by Harder's Expert Waste Disposal.
Yep, free for kids. Come on down. It's a good event, and get everybody sugared up on a Friday night and send them on home. No, it's fun. It's fun to see everybody and have a good time, loosen up a little bit, and who doesn't like Halloween?
This is Coldwell Banker Breinzer's fourth time holding the event. We're moving into the last weekend of October with a few changes in store. Meteorologist Sarah Lighthizer is in next with your 13 First Alert forecast.
You want to plan or
Now, your 13 First Alert weather forecast.
Welcome back. Well, if you thought it was a rather cold start to our Friday morning, it really was. Pretty much the entire area fell below that freezing mark. We fell down to 23 degrees here in the city of Eau Claire, but our coldest spot was Black River Falls, where temperatures actually managed to fall into the upper teens. For tonight, thankfully, we're not going to be nearly as cold as more clouds will begin to move into the region in association with our next rain chance. But for now, at least, we're still seeing those clear skies across much of western Wisconsin. Here's a live look out with our Phoenix Park Skycam. Those temperatures have already fallen down into the upper 40s. We're at 49 here in Eau Claire. But it is feeling more like 47 out there thanks to a little bit of an east-southeasterly breeze up to about 5 miles an hour. We do have some drier air that is in place. Our air temperatures, again, are in the 40s, but our dew points are only in the 30s at this time. But as the night goes on, we'll get closer to that dew point temperature, so becoming more saturated in nature. Moving ahead to the weekend, we're looking at those temperatures still being quite seasonable for tomorrow, a little bit more on the warmer side of things as we roll into your Sunday. Some places could approach that 60-degree mark. Precipitation-wise, we do have a chance for a few showers later tonight and into tomorrow morning, but amounts are going to be relatively light in nature. And those winds are going to be picking up as we begin to dry out moving into your Sunday. Temperature-wise, across the Badger State this evening, we have 43 degrees in Hayward, 51 in Osceola, 50 at this time in Red Wing. Same with La Crosse. A little bit cooler, though, the further north you do go, where we have 40 right now in Rhinelander. Across the upper Midwest, not too much of a difference. Temperatures are a little bit warmer the further west you do go. That's in association with some gusty southerly winds in place behind surface high pressure. Our upper level air pattern, though, too, does feature an area of high pressure further into the plains. That's why those temperatures are a little bit warmer. But at the surface, we have that area of high pressure now situated over southern Wisconsin this evening. This is expected to continue to drift further and further out of our neck of the woods. We have an upper level disturbance situated over central Minnesota this evening, and that has propagated a few showers, but a lot of this at this time is not making its way down to the ground thanks to lower level dry air in place. But that'll change over the next upcoming hours. Timing things out for the rest of this evening and into your weekend, we're looking at those clouds continuing to filter in, but we will stay dry until around after midnight tonight. Rainfall totals are looking to be relatively light, many places picking up only up to about 1/10 of an inch of rain expected, and those will move out as we roll into the noontime hours for your Saturday. Still going to be stuck in the clouds throughout much of the afternoon and evening. We may begin to finally see some clearing as we approach early Sunday morning, but again, it is going to be a little bit more on that breezier side of things. For tonight, temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer out there, making it down to 36 degrees with, of course, those increasing clouds. A few showers will be possible late with those winds diminishing. For tomorrow, daytime high temperatures up near 52 degrees with those showers eventually coming to an end. Our 7-day forecast looks a little more uniform out there. We're near that 60-degree mark on both Sunday and Monday. Looking at most recent forecast guidance, it is looking like we are going to be trending more so on the dry side of things over the next few days. Perhaps a cool down as we get to Halloween though, Heidi.
As expected this time of year, but still, I feel like the season has gone by so quick that it's still a bit of a shock.
I feel like a lot of people too are going to be a lot more happier with the more seasonable conditions, given we've kind of been up and down throughout the month of October.
Yeah, we're finally getting there.
Exactly.
Thanks, Sarah. Coming up next in Sports Scene 13, Aaron Rodgers prepares to face the Packers for the first time in an opposing uniform. Plus, Justice is live in Altoona as the Rails get set to host their first ever home playoff game.
GDM 360 connects.
Hello and welcome to Sports Scene 13. We are kicking off the 11-player football playoffs here at Altoona as the Rails get set to host Seymour. Now, Altoona hosting their first ever home playoff matchup, and they'll be looking for their first playoff win since 2001. After a stellar 7-2 regular season, Altoona enters the postseason brimming with confidence. They know their unique hybrid flex bone offense gives opposing defenses and even our skilled photographers fits when it comes to keeping track of the ball. So while this is step one on their playoff journey, they're not planning on making it their last.
We're very excited to be back in the playoffs again, but we had a larger goal. We did not want to just sneak in and end up being an 8 seed playing a 1 seed and getting beat with a running clock and then going home. Like, our goal was much larger this year, was to make the playoffs and be able to host a home game. And ultimately our next goal is to be able to play football on Halloween, which would be round 2.
It'll be a challenge, but it's nothing we've never seen before. We've played teams with good players on the team. It's no different. We just have to play our game, play physical, play strong.
They have some star players like we've seen. It's almost the same situation, but if everyone does their part, I'm guaranteeing we can beat them.
Isaac Johnson with the Broadway Joe guarantee there. Well, down Highway 12, Fall Creek was also getting ready for the playoffs this week. The Crickets are one and done last year in the D6 playoffs, but come into tonight's game with Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser with high hopes. The Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser, the 4th seed. The Bulldogs spent most of the season in the top 10 in the state coaches poll, so Fall Creek knows they'll be have to have their A game to book their ticket to level 2. But after a regular season going to war in the always tough Clover Belt Conference, the Crickets feel battle-tested heading into the contest.
You look at Chautauqua's record, they're 9-1, and that doesn't come easy. You know, they worked for that, and so we just have to work harder.
That winning mentality, I mean, we've done things right the past few games, and we just want to keep doing those things because we got to stay disciplined in order to keep this win streak going.
Football's about. It's about going through, and they're gonna score. They're gonna make some plays. That's what other good teams do, and that's what is in the playoffs. They're all good teams, but being able to fight against adversity and overcome any type of challenge is something that we're hopeful to be able to do.
Highlights from that game and many others coming up on Sports Scene 13 at 10. And you might as well just keep your channel turned to 13 for the next 48 hours as the Packers get set to travel to Pittsburgh to take on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Rodgers describes his tenure in Titletown as coming of age, arriving as a young adult, leaving a grizzled vet. His favorite memories aren't even all about football, hardly. It's the pranks, the laughs with teammates, and the little idiosyncrasies that made life memorable on Sunday night. Rodgers gets to play against the only team on Sunday night that he has never competed against, his Packers. Both sides want to win, but in talking with Green Bay reporters, his affinity for this place, that is Green Bay, is clear.
It was such a tight-knit group for so long there. I outlasted most of them, but it's fun. That's why I feel so good about my time there, because damn near everything great in my life is because of, my football career. My football career starts and will end one day with Green Bay. So I got a lot of love for all those memories and a lot of great friends that I still carry with me to this day.
And UW-Eau Claire women's basketball adding a standout to their coaching staff as they get Wisconsin Hall of Famer Jolene Anderson. Stay tuned at 10. We'll have plenty of football highlights, but as for now, that does it for this edition of Sports Scene 13. After the break, we'll have a final look at your first alert forecast.
Looks like it's shaping up to be a great weekend and also a great night for some Friday night football.
Yeah,
Sarah.
you might just need the blanket though to just wrap yourself up in, as those temperatures are going to be dropping rather quickly tonight, as we are starting off with some clear skies. More clouds will begin to roll in though over the next few hours, and a few more scattered showers late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. We're still looking at those clouds unfortunately sticking around, but otherwise really not too bad of a day to be outdoors. Temperatures near that 60-degree mark both Sunday and into Monday. A little bit cooler though as we go into the next few days, early next week.
Thanks so much, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Our next newscast is coming up at 10 o'clock.